Devi Sati was infuriated by the constant insults and harsh words of her father Daksh Prajapati, wherein he continuously ridiculed her husband Shiva. As a result, she decided to end her human life and self-immolated herself using her yogic powers. But Devi Sati was the incarnation of Adi Shakti, that is, the supreme goddess. Then how did she become so helpless that she had to end her life in this manner? Or was there some other reason for this whole incident? Well, this is the story that we will be discussing today. Welcome to the Young Hermit, where we love discussing mythology. Daksh Prajapati, the son of God Brahma, was the emperor of the entire world, and Devi Sati was his youngest daughter. Daksh Prajapati and his wife Devi Prasuti had prayed to goddess Adi Shakti, and the supreme goddess blessed them that she would incarnate as one of their daughters, and Sati was this incarnation of Adi Shakti. Daksh was very fond of his youngest daughter Sati, and hence sought worthy grooms for her, such as devas or kings, that is, men who were not only powerful but were equally wealthy. However, Devi Sati always adored the Lord of Kailash, the god of gods Mahadev, and would love to hear the stories and legends associated with him. In order to win over the ascetic Shiva, Sati left the comforts of her palace and undertook severe austerities in a jungle to please Lord Shiva. With passage of time, she even renounced food and water and started surviving on one leaf per day. Impressed by her devotion, Lord Shiva manifested before her and, as per her wish, agreed to marry her. Devi Sati then returned to the palace and informed everyone of the boon granted to her by Lord Shiva. However, her father, Daksh Prajapati, was extremely disappointed at the whole prospect of his beloved daughter marrying a hermit like Shiva. Daksh himself used to establish the order, hierarchy, and systems in our society, whereas Lord Shiva, on the other hand, represents the hermit who stays away from this entire society. While Daksh attaches great importance to wealth and materialistic achievements of a man, Shiva, on the other hand, finds no value in this superficial happiness and instead offers an alternative path, that is to live peacefully away from the society. Lord Shiva never despised Daksh, but Daksh always hated Lord Shiva, as he believed that the lifestyle of Lord Shiva was not appropriate, as it was not in conformance with the rules of the society. However, Devi Sati was firm on her decision to marry Lord Shiva, and on the insistence of his father Lord Brahma, Daksh Prajapati reluctantly agreed for the marriage of Lord Shiva and Sati. All the gods, goddesses, devas, rishis were extremely delighted by this wedding of Lord Shiva. However, due to his animosity with Lord Shiva, Daksh was not at all pleased with this marriage. After the marriage, Devi Sati left for Kailash along with her husband Shiva and started leading a blissful married life. However, Daksh Prajapati could not reconcile with the fact that his daughter had married an ascetic who, according to him, was also his arch enemy. Soon after the marriage, Daksh organized a grand yajna, that is a ceremony of sacrificial fire, and invited all the gods, goddesses, devas, kings, and princes, but he purposefully did not invite Sati and Shiva for this ceremony. When Devi Sati got information about this grand ceremony, she requested Shiva to accompany her to this yajna. Lord Shiva refused, as Daksh Prajapati had not invited them, and Lord Shiva was also aware of the true intentions of Daksh. But Devi Sati was determined to attend her father's ceremony, and therefore, defying Shiva, she left alone for her father's kingdom. Daksh was furious when he saw Sati arrive at the yajna. He began shouting at her and hurling insults at her and Shiva. Devi Sati, on her part, tried her best to calm him down and tried to reason with him, but due to his arrogance, Daksh paid no heed to Sati. Instead, he openly declared that he did not invite Shiva because according to him, Shiva was not a god. He said Shiva lives away from the society, meditates in a jungle and sometimes also in a graveyard. He applies ash to his body and is worshipped by ghosts and asuras, and therefore Shiva does not fit in the definition of what Daksh perceives as God. Daksh did not stop there, but continued shouting and insulting Sati and Lord Shiva. Devi Sati was devastated at this cruel humiliation meted out by her own father, but she no more wanted to argue with a man who had been completely blinded by his arrogance. It was then that she decided to relinquish all her family ties and also discard her human body, as it was this human body that was associated with her father. Therefore, in presence of all the guests, she sat in a meditative seat on the ground and closed her eyes. Going deep into meditation, she began to increase her own inner fire through her yogic powers until her body burst into flames. It is true that Devi Sati was the incarnation of the supreme goddess Adishakti, but it is also a matter of fact that in this human form, she was the daughter of Daksh Prajapati, and hence she could not punish Daksh for his arrogance, as it would set a wrong example for the masses if a daughter punishes her father. Daksh Prajapati was the emperor of the entire world, and people around the world used to follow him as an example. Daksh used to frame rules and regulations for the entire world, and everyone used to follow them. However, with passage of time, the arrogance of Daksh grew beyond limits. Had Daksh been allowed to continue with his arrogant ways and materialistic pursuits, people around the world would have followed him and would then be forced to believe that the purpose of human life on earth is only to attain wealth and materialistic pleasures. In such a society, there would be no place for those seekers or hermits who want to pursue spirituality but outside the framework of rules and regulations set by the society. Therefore, it was absolutely necessary to end the arrogance of Daksh, and this was achieved by the supreme sacrifice of Devi Sati, as this sacrifice enraged the mighty Shiva, which finally led to the demise of Daksh Prajapati and his arrogance. In the next video, we will be discussing as to what happened after the immolation of Devi Sati and how was Daksh punished for his arrogance. In case you have liked this video, please do consider subscribing to our channel and press the bell icon for all future updates. Thank you for watching this video. Namaskar.